Good morning, survivors, and happy Thursday. Today we're going to talk about how to get the stuff done that you've been putting off. All right, so let's get started.
My name is Angie Atkinson, and this channel is all about teaching you what I know to be true. You really can create the life you want.
As survivors, we have a tendency to procrastinate sometimes. Sometimes we start to feel stuck and we stop getting stuff done. And that's a time when it's important for us to make an effort and change our behavior so that we don't end up sinking. Okay? So let's talk about this. But first, do you have your coffee? I don't know if you noticed this, but this is a red version of the green cup I had yesterday, and I also bought it at the dollar store because it's cute. Okay, let's do this. So we all know that when we've gone through narcissistic abuse, we tend to feel like we are overwhelmed quite often, and sometimes we get stuck, and we just literally feel like we can do nothing. Why is that? Well, it has a lot to do with our PTSD or CPTSD that we develop as a result of this abuse, I think. Okay, we literally become frozen. So what can we do to get through all of that? How can we change our minds and change the way that we function? Well, one thing we can do is try this little productivity miracle I'm about to share with you, okay? If you're afraid to look at your to-do list because you've got a big scary project, you might find that maybe you want to, I don't know, maybe you want to clean your garage, or you have been meaning to write a book, or, you know, you really want to do something, but you feel like it's an obligation that you can't wiggle out of, right? So whatever the case is, it's draining your confidence and your productivity. Am I right? So you can reclaim your peace, and you can learn how to jumpstart these stubborn projects when you do these things. All right, let's talk about it. So number one, you can break it down. I know that sounds too simple, right? Break it down, divide it into divide a massive project into little pieces. Okay, so you can create immediate deadlines and deadlines that are far out. You create a timeline like a project, and milestones where you can evaluate your progress. So make, instead of having one big goal, like I'm going to write a book, have like a whole bunch of goals leading up to the book. Like, number one, I'm going to create an outline of the story. Number two, I'm going to outline the characters. Number three, I'm going to write the first chapter, maybe. Okay, or write the table of contents or whatever. I'll tell you the way that I write books in another video if you're interested. And if you are, leave me a comment and let me know, because I write pretty fast, and I have a process that works for me very well. And I don't know if you know this, but I've got around 20 books that I've written in the last few years. You can see those at booksangiewrote.com. Those are just the ones that are published on Amazon. So anyway, so the process looks more manageable when you separate out each task and component, is the point of this. Number two, you just got to start somewhere, okay? So break it down, start somewhere. So you're going to take a first step, take one step, just do one thing. I tell people this all the time. A body in motion tends to stay in motion, my friends. So if you're concerned, if you're stressed, if you're worried, just do one thing. You can make it the easiest job that is involved there, and you can create some momentum. And once you do, it's going to be easier to keep going. So let's say that if I was going to clean my office today, I was real stressed out about it. Well, if I took one step and, like, I don't know, removed, the trash from the trash container, that would be one step. And then that might encourage me to keep going and do another step. You understand what I mean? One step at a time, my friend, one step at a time. Number three, you want to identify the best times for you during the day. So, like, if you're a night person, then maybe you want to work at night. If you're a morning person, maybe put in a couple hours before everybody wakes up in the morning, You could work in the evenings right before bed if you're an evening person. You know what I'm saying? The point is, identify your peak hours, and if possible, work on those challenging tasks, the things that are hard during that time. It helps. Number four, you're going to want to ask for help if you can, okay? So what do I mean by that? Well, we accomplish more when we collaborate with other people. Did you know? So you're going to want to exchange services with a colleague who maybe you both can cover the same areas where you both, where each of you shine, or, find support where you need to grow. So if you're writing a book, maybe you want to join a writer's group, or maybe you want to find a coach to help you write the book, or whatever, for example. So number five, you want to minimize distractions, right? So you're going to make it easier for you to get into it, hunker down and do the job, right? So move away from the phone, move away from, don't have a bunch of snacks available. You know what I'm saying? Do whatever you need to do to stay away from the video games if that's the thing for you. Stay off the internet unless you need it for work. Just focus on the task at hand and nothing else during the time that you set aside to do. Number 6, don't forget to take a break now and then, okay? On the other hand, because the fact is maybe you need some time off, stop thinking about your project for a day or two if you need to. Or, take some extra time. I like to just take 15-minute breaks here and there, but I'm a freak about work. I work ridiculously a lot. So if you're doing something that is, okay, for example, if you're writing a book and you wrote a chapter, take a day and let it sit. I like to, call it steeping, let it steep like it's tea. And then you can go back to it and see it with fresh eyes. And then often you can fix it and make it even better. Okay. Number 7, assess the cost. Is it costing you too much to do this? And if it is, how can you fix it? It can increase your motivation to calculate how much it costs you to neglect a certain activity. So figure it out. Are you losing money or other things that you need? Number 8, focus on the reward. So think about how good it's going to feel when you complete that project and really feel that, okay? Give yourself a treat or just, bask in a sense of accomplishment. It's good stuff, you guys, I promise. So how do you prevent a project from being stuck? How do you from getting stuck? What do you do to keep your projects moving in the right direction? Well, number 1, be aware that you have fear. Acknowledge it and understand that it's natural to feel apprehensive over any new thing you're trying to do, especially if you have a lot at stake. So like say if you're trying to leave your narcissist, it's a little scary, but facing your doubts will help you deal with them. Okay. So give yourself credit for taking sensible risks instead of expecting perfection. It's a really good thing. Number 2, clarify the situation. So, spend adequate time on the planning process and understand, so this way you'll understand the full scope of your project and you'll be clearer about where you're headed and the resources that you need. Number 3, be realistic. Yes, ambitious, but realistic, and set challenging goals, but ones you can actually meet. Okay. Set yourself up for success. I love the baby step process. One of the things I'm giving away for people who are going to the university is my Project Blissful Baby Steps guide. It's good stuff. Number 4, be careful to avoid burnout. If you're feeling irritable and fatigued because you are doing all this, and especially if it's happening before you even start, well, you might need to step back a little bit, okay? And give yourself a minute. Take care of your health. Reach out to your loved ones, people that are actually good for you and not toxic in your life. Be gentle with yourself while you recharge. And remember that a delayed start can really save time when you're preparing for the next day. Number 5, check your schedule. How much can you really squeeze in? How much is already on your plate? Can you actually do this? And can you scratch something else off your list to do if you need to free up, resources or time for a big project or undertaking? Things to think about. All right. Look, adjusting your attitude and the way that you deal with stuff is going to help you move forward as you with projects or life changes or books or whatever you're trying to work on. Okay. You need to understand that, you might be procrastinating partially because of your PTSD or because of the toxic abuse that you've experienced. But if you can figure out what's behind it and devote your time and energy to your top priorities, pretty soon you're going to be able to check all that stuff off your project list. All right. Okay. I'm going to wrap up for today. Got to do the usual stuff, get the girl to school and all that stuff. So I will see you guys later today for another video. And just in case you haven't joined up yet, check out the University. It's getting very exciting over there. So that's universibee.com, UNIVERSIBEE.com. All right. See you there. Everybody have a wonderful day. I'll see you soon. Thanks as always for being a part of my day and a part of my life. Thanks for letting me be a part of yours. It really does mean a lot to me.
It's my mission to teach others what I know to be true. You really can create the life you want. Take care of your body. Take care of your soul. Nurture the real you and introduce him or her to the world. Be comfortable in your own skin and in your place in this world. Take your spot. Take it now. And the universe will take its cue from you. You feel me? If so, subscribe to my channel. Let's get it done together.